Attention gamers. Thanks to LEC Harry Potter who used his deep-ass pockets to start
Los
Los
Ratones.
Ratones, a team with a roster more known for being content creators than pro players, led by Frankie the Feeder himself, which is single-handedly reviving my interest in watching this otherwise farm simulator of an esport. But today I figured if content creators are playing on this team, then they should have one commentating their games as well, and thus I bring to you. Coming to you live from Skin Sales Arena, we've got a treat for you Turbo Virgin Simps. Today I'm here with my cousin Eddie Lou, who's played a hell of a lot more League than I have recently. Say hey to our viewers today, Ed.
Piss off, your content is shit. TTS makes my ears bleed. You're hard-stuck trash. Caitlin R. yourself IRL, please you pig.
Alright, well with that let's catch the tail end of Champ Select. You can see on the top this is a fearless draft, which means no champ that has been picked already in the series can be played again, which I think is just a fantastic idea.
Amen, you little shit. Why buy a copy of the Kama Sutra if you're just gonna one-trick missionary every night, if you know what I'm saying?
I do not, but it looks like we are all locked in Nor eSports, going with a lot of slows while we're all going to see TheBausff on his famous AP Jacks.
Look at all these turbo virgins in the crowd. Rav, if you ever catch me looking that cringe, just shove a bunch of pills down my pie hole and tell my mom I loved her.
Duly noted, E. But let's talk about this first setup that the Rats have up top just 2 minutes in.
Pretty eager to team up on the black gay guy Rav. I'm not sure their sponsors will like that.
Well, it looks like it worked as a first blood comes out, and even though we see a mirrored tower dive, the Swedish fish on Jax is able to take down the Poro riding shithole in the process. And let me tell you, Ed, you do not underestimate the aggression of this Jax as you see him dick spinning like a maniac to bait in a misplay out of that Pantheon.
You may even say Treats was in for a treat on that one, Rav.
I applaud the wordplay, E. But let's talk about why I love this team right now. You have Velma up to some monkey business mid as he makes his move right at the perfect time to fry that octopus.
I call that shitter sashimi.
I call it a refreshing change of pace to normal pro games, but it's not all rainbows and shower sex for Cadral's club. It looks like a standard gank down bot is going to leave Heather and her feathers taking a timeout in Fountain while the VPN virgins get a free Drake.
I'm more of a Kendrick fan. But do you see the slap battle that's going down up top? This is reminding me of that time my friend sent me a link to meatspinner.com. As you can see, TheBausff escaped by the hair of his ball sack.
Speaking of ball sacks, look at the aim on that Sejuani ult.
I'm looking at the bullshit banner ad riot is making me deep throat now, for fuck's sake. Just let me enjoy watching a Pantheon support abuser get bent over.
Oh, a flash from Oriana to nab the kill, a strategy steal because the Rats know the gold is better on her. An excellent way to start snowballing their carries. And it looks like the team's calamari is more out of place than a Kanye album at a synagogue, as one day may be caught.
That dude is looking like he's being jerked off under the table there, and he is not going to be happy to see a wild Jax appear.
We see Reckless getting a bit reckless, having used to main ADC. He knows they are useless sacks of shit alone at this point in the game as Nemi cleanses and pops the ash like a virgin's cherry.
I bet you know all about that, you pussy. But it looks like Cadral's cucks get not only the dragon, but also those Courage the Cowardly dog-looking testicles on the top side of the rift without anyone to contest.
No Way is continuing to look like he has no idea what the fuck he's doing, but luckily for these guys TheBausff wouldn't freeze if you stripped him down naked and threw him in a lake in Alaska, and maybe that's what the Nor noobs need to get going in this otherwise shitty start for them.
No, Rav. That's just what that big-brained Jimmy Neutron-sized head does. It distracts these cuckwads into thinking they are going to get out of their mom's basement one day, but in reality it's just another objective up north, and now this slut of a Tier 1 tower is just begging to go down on them.
Sexualizing statues is definitely one way to ensure we get the permanent casting gig for this team, as you can see Los Rats lined up to dive like a set of synchronized swimmers, Ed, and unfortunately this one is looking like they bit off more than they can chew here.
Greed rhymes with feed for a reason, Rav. That's why you haven't even seen the bottom of Gold's asshole in the last 3 seasons, but it looks like they are still healthy enough to slap the buttocks of another dragon in front of a squad of others who want to do the same.
At this point the only momentum this team can get is on TheBausff, who constantly keeps finding himself alone around a bunch of dudes with bad intentions.
That's called the Bonnie Blue Rav. I'm sure you've hit the 5-knuckle shuffle on the old piss pump to a few of her videos, but speaking of shuffle, look at the moves on Velma, as it looks like he'll be trying for the steal.
Not just trying, as he rips the Godzilla crab straight out of Centauran's custody.
That's his way of saying you already get to suck face with KP at night when the rest of us like Rav are hitting the solo queue Bonnie Blue, so it's time.
I don't think that's appropriate here, but you see Velma go down after a heroic act for his team, and this is going to open up TheBausff to take his bullshit to a whole new level. As you can see, the nose tackling King Scuttle Crab takes down the tower, and Kwame isn't going to stand a chance stopping this Inib from falling without backup. I really do feel bad for these teams who are so used to playing the same boring-ass farm simulator meta when they have to pivot their strategy to deal with a man who has mastered the art of the feed. As you can see, this death has landed Lost Rodents yet another objective on the map. It's looking like another drag is going the way of the rats, but you can never rule out that Spartacus lesbian riding her roided poro.
Did an ADC just win that smite battle? For fuck's sake, I thought we were professionals here, and they are just gonna let Treats get a 2-for-1 spear dead bitch special like that.
That's a trade I think Cadral's Cuck Lords will take 9 out of 9 times, and they are wise to use the 3 cum shots they've collected from Drakes this game to their advantage.
Roger Dodger, you pile of shit. As we see Harambe being played by the Flat Stanley, who is working from home today, I guess, as that shitter must have been like, I don't need to put pants on and travel with the team when I'm making this Ash my bitch.
Defiant, and I like it, Ed, but they aren't out of the water yet, as this little adventure left them more overextended than a dislocated elbow. But it looks like Nord eSports is just that fucking bad as they chase while TheBausff is crop dusting their base.
Just look at the face of Santorin. You just know he's saying, why the fuck didn't I pursue a Fortnite career instead of this garbage bullshit League of Legends, as 2 of their inhibitors fall and their mid laner is looking like he's almost done jerking off.
Things are now falling apart worse than a novel written by Chinwe Achebe for the newbies over at Nord, as you see their top getting caught while TheBausff is doing some serious solo bolo action on 2 of them in the mid lane, and that's gonna be a free Baron, Ed.
Baron and TheBausff name a better combo, I bet you can't. And no Rav, a Brecky Hill OnlyFans subscription, and a fleshlight is just a weird comparison.
I wasn't going to say that.
Holy shit, sir, split push a lot goes down, and the rest of the rats can't stop their own circle jerk for long enough to accomplish anything, while the whole enemy team just rotated top for a single bloody kill. What a fuck up if you ask me.
And if you ask me, this is looking like Nord is about to flip the script worse than a 2025 John Cena or whatever turning the heel means, as one by one they are picking apart the rats.
Hold the fucking phone, we have a Swedish mafia man knocking at the back door, and if you watch this man's solo queue games, you just know he loves hitting the rift anal.
I don't think that's a real term.
It is now bitch boy, as we might just see the modern ex-Pekka in action.
Looks like he's peeling off to clip farm the one shot of an ADC instead of finish the game. But the gas pedal is just as floored as ever, considering they are euthanizing a dragon without the help of Flat Stanley. There is anyone with smite is losing its job security here, as they nail the objective but not without losing a lady to the calamari laser.
Oh, I'm smelling a royal fuck-up Rav. This reeks of Harry and Meghan on Oprah. Cry me a river. I'm rich as shit as TheBausff gets picked like a virgin's nose. And if this would have happened in a solo queue game of mine, you bet your toasty ass off at least 3. Them bitches are voting yes to just go next.
Well, luckily this isn't solo queue, even though TheBausff is still playing it that way, as he single-handedly is applying more pressure than a migraine at all times, which will surely be inspiring young boys around the world to think they understand how to split push now before proceeding to grief immeasurable amounts of lobbies. Am I right, Ed?
No. Your takes are all L's. Stay bronze, you small peon. Look at the death timers, dipshit. They are longer than K. Sante's dick and is doing a mighty fine job of making sure the rats bleed a bit from their solo queue strategies.
We are starting to see holes in this strategy, as they are struggling to get their tempo back, as team fights don't seem to be their strong suit.
Bro, their front line is getting blown up like a sex doll at your house, you incel. This is just proving that the wild YouTuber strats are their only win con, because clearly team fighting abilities is not something Kedril was looking for on his resumes.
Well, Cedril and his clubhouse is casually sweeping this winter finals, and if his cucks can secure this Elder, it's gonna look real bleak for the boys in blue.
Bleak as shit, Rav.
And you put Elder on any team at this level, and unfortunately I don't see a way Centauran sluts are going to survive, as we see just a systematic infestation of the rats into their nexus as a new winter finals champ is about to be crowned.
Definitely impressive coming from a bunch of whites, but let's keep it real. They have a long-ass way to go before this bullshit works against Faker or his army.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this broadcast, please slap that like button and let me know in the comments. Rav out.